Hello, guys. It's so lovely to be here today and welcome to this wonderful podcast. My name is Shallon, and today I have a wonderful guest right here with me. Her name is beautiful Misha Wise, a professional lifestyle medical practitioner. Is that right? Did I say it right? And a wellness coach as well. Misha is a lovely woman who has 15 years experience in leadership. She has been in leadership for good 15 years. And I have had the privilege to work with her in two different organizations. And for what I know about you, Michelle, is you have been doing great and still you do great. There's a lot that I've learned from her, and I think I should just put it out there that it's so lovely to have met you, and I do appreciate everything that you always do to me in terms of career-wise. And today I'm so delighted to be with you. And yeah, without taking much of the time, today we are going to talk about all things magnesium.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know magnesium has been like a talk really much, especially across social media. And everybody is really talking about magnesium, the quantities of magnesium, and we are being told that it helps you with sleep, it helps people with different sleep disorders, whatever the information that is out there. But because of your expertise, you being also a qualified to advise within the organization that you work in, I just thought maybe probably you can just give us some information more about what is magnesium really, to have an understanding of us knowing what is it really about, and where do we get it?
Okay.
Is it really important?
Okay. So
Should we hype it up?
Yeah. Let's start with the stigma or the big trending issue that magnesium will help you sleep. Magnesium will support your muscles and your nervous system. It will support your blood circulation. It can aid quality of sleep. It will not, and it is not, a sedative. It won't send you to sleep. Okay? So that's the biggest issue out there with magnesium. People think, I must rush out and get some magnesium because I can't get to sleep.
Yeah.
That is false. That is not what it does.
Okay. So basically, you were saying if I'm struggling with sleep, if I take magnesium, does not necessarily like put me to sleep. Then what does it do then? Because I've heard a lot of times when we are talking specifically for magnesium glycinate, where they talk about it helps with good sleep, reduction of tiredness and fatigue and all that. So what exactly does it do?
It will help with your quality of sleep. So it relaxes your muscles, it calms your nervous system, it will aid in that whole bedtime routine, in getting ready for sleep and then continued sleep. So hopefully it would benefit in the sense that you don't have broken sleep. If you wanted a sedative, you would either see your GP or you would take a herbal sedative like valerian, for example, to initially get you to sleep.
That's right. How important is this magnesium to us?
Yeah, magnesium is vital for our system. It supports over 300 different cycle in your body. So it supports your nervous system, which has a huge impact across everything, from your muscles working to your brain telling you you're in pain, or, it contributes to so many different factors. It's really important to make sure you're getting good levels of magnesium daily to ensure that every part of your body is working effectively. We have seen a really big uplift in magnesium, especially over the summer, trending online, etc. Magnesium is great for supporting hydration levels. So you could drink 10 pints of water, but still be getting cramps, feeling thirsty, because actually you're not getting the right minerals around your body to support the system. Magnesium will help move everything that needs to support your system. So it will help take potassium and salts into your muscles so you're not cramping at night, things like that.
This is lovely. Looking at it, I'm actually having some magnesium water and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to do all these advantages that you're actually talking about. And that's so interesting. From what I'm gathering from what you're explaining is magnesium does help with all things microcirculation and also support with your nerves circulation as well, support your muscles, also support the good sleep like she has explained earlier, but not necessarily is going to take you to sleep like you have taken some sleeping pill or something. So that's also great. But Michelle, one thing that always make me pause is there's a lot of magnesium out there. And how do I know which magnesium do I need? First, how do I know which magnesium I need? Because if you look in the market, there's magnesium glycinate, there's malate, there's torrent, there's citrate. There's a whole lot of magnesium that is out there. One day somebody said there are 7 types, somebody said there are 5, somebody said there are so many. So how do I know which magnesium is good for me? If you can break it down for somebody out there who is really thinking, I've heard this information about magnesium, but what is the best magnesium that I must take? Should I go for the torrent? Should I go for the glycinate? Should I go for the biglycinate? Or should I go for the malate? Or citrate? Or oxide?
So let me just address that. There are actually 10 common varieties of magnesium.
Look at you. Okay.
Not 5, not 7, there are 10
okay.
very, very common forms of magnesium. However, I would probably say there's only around 4 that you kind of need to consider.
Okay.
So all magnesium will do everything we talked about. It will support your muscles and your nervous system and your blood circulation. It's great for heart health. All magnesium, regardless of what it says in the title. Okay? There are added ingredients to support different symptoms. So if you came to me and you said, I'm really struggling with my energy levels. I just can't, I've been taking this, or I've had a blood test and my iron is good and my Bs are good and I can't understand why I'm lacking in energy. My thought process would be magnesium citrate, because citrate will specifically help get those vitamins, your iron and your B12s, etc., around your body into the organs and muscles that need them to help you not feel a lack of energy. So that's citrate. We also have glycinate, as you mentioned. Glycinate is the one that will help your muscles relax at night, to stop cramping, to stop you waking up. So glycinate is probably one of the most popular that you will see being sold across the board. Biglycinate is literally just glycinate, but it's easily absorbed.
Okay.
The BIS at the start of that word just means easily absorbed.
That's interesting. Some information right over there. I'm actually thinking that to what extent do one get to a point where they actually realize, like somebody's out there having had magnesium. Now they're wondering, we're talking about magnesium, but where do we get magnesium from? And how do we know that I am in deficiency? I need it.
Yeah, so it's not as easy to understand the deficiency of magnesium. We get magnesium from food. So with a very balanced diet, you should, in theory, be getting enough magnesium.
From food?
Yeah, from our food. So from nuts, from seeds, these are all great sources. So
are they all nuts or they are specific nuts? Because I can see in front of me we have some
almonds are really high in magnesium.
Okay,
but all nuts contain trace elements of magnesium. So a balanced diet is what you're looking for. I'm not saying go out and eat a bowl of nuts every single day.
Believe me, I was going to do that.
But there are signs. So again, like when we talked about energy levels, You know, if you have seen your GP, seen a medical professional, and everything appears to be okay, that potentially could be a sign that things are just not being moved around your system properly. They're not being utilised. So your vitamins are floating around in your bloodstream, just not being able to be utilised by the organs or the muscles that need them. And that's part of magnesium's job, to do that. So there are small signs of a deficiency, but it's always good to top up your magnesium levels. However, you can go too far.
Okay.
So I would not recommend drinking, you know, more than 1 can of magnesium water a day,
Okay.
or having a normal serving of nuts in a day.
Is there any side effects? Say you take lots of magnesium, that you're supplementing a lot with magnesium. I know we're gonna talk about supplements, but is there a point where you have taken much and then you start to experience
So
side
yeah,
effects?
you can. It can cause diarrhea. It can cause stomach cramps and gut issues. So you do, you know, if you are taking a magnesium supplement and you find that you start to experience those, you either need to reduce the amount or potentially change the magnesium, or even stop it and look at your diet and how much you're getting in your diet.
From what I'm gathering here, guys, it's always good when you are actually thinking of, like, maybe you're lacking magnesium. It's always good somehow to get professional advice from people who are actually qualified to do so that they can actually recommend you the right stuff that you should be taking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pointless taking something that's not going to benefit your system, your symptoms.
That's right. Michelle, I know, if you understand, guys, the point why we are doing this sort of discussion is we got to a point where we realize that we are responsible for our own body. We are responsible for ourselves to start with. So we are bringing awareness around wellness on how best we can improve our health, how best we can support ourselves to perform, to do all these things that you actually need your body to do. And the first thing is we need good sleep. You know, so wellness in itself includes your diet, good sleep, exercise, all these things. My question to you, Michelle, is ever since you started this journey to lifestyle medical practitioner medicine practitioner, wellness coach, what has been some lessons that you got from there, or things that you think the whole world or somebody out there needs to hear? Maybe something that they did not get to understand in all things supporting yourself in the wellness spectrum.
That's a big question. There could be a lot to that. But I think the biggest take right now for me, where I'm at on my journey, is that everything is about balance. There isn't just a magic
Everything
pill.
in regulation.
Yeah,
Okay.
there isn't just, I can't just go and buy a supplement and be okay, everything being fine. I'm learning lots about diet, lots about activity, and how simple, small changes in our lives can make big differences overall. So just, you know, upping my daily activity level just by 10 minutes a day, doing something different to what I do at work, will create a better, healthier way forward. You know, it doesn't have to be big changes. It doesn't have to be, you know, spending 3 hours a week in the gym. It is literally about finding small changes that you can make that will actually benefit your life going forward.
Wow, I like the fact that, as she is saying, that you do not need to go all the way to spend all the time in the gym, or everyone is saying if you're not going to the gym, you're not serious about it. But I think human being by nature, we should be in movement every now and then. So I think we need to find a way where we can exercise. It can be walks, it can be a run.
There's so much.
There's so much, any activity really that you can.
Yeah, so even just gardening, cleaning, you know, dancing around your kitchen when you're cooking, you know, that is all an additional activity to your daily life. that will benefit you. That will get your muscles moving. That will get your blood moving. That will have a huge impact every single time you do that. And each time you do that, it will release cortisol levels, so you will feel energized. It will boost your happy hormone, serotonin, so it lifts our mental state. It's just little things.
So it's a whole completion in all things, emotions, mental and physical as well. That encompasses everything when you do exercise. That's a lovely point on there, Michelle. And as you can hear from here, guys, it is our responsibility to look after ourselves. And if we really care for ourselves, whether you go to the gym or you don't, you actually need to start looking after yourself. Michelle, my question again is, somebody's out there thinking, I want magnesium. What do they do? Where do they get the magnesium? Are there any supplements? Is there anything that you think is the best?
I would definitely recommend speaking to someone first, whether it be a professional in a shop or your, a medical professional that you see. There are some illnesses, etc., that you need to be aware of. So if people have kidney disease,
that's right.
They shouldn't be taking a magnesium supplement unless they are advised to do so, because your kidneys filter out too much magnesium, and if they're not working properly, they're not going to filter that magnesium. So there are certain things that you do need to be aware of. So definitely I would advise speaking to somebody that knows about magnesium and can advise on your individual needs, rather than just going out and buying the first magnesium.
I know if you go online, there's a lot of magnesium and a lot of products that are being sold. That's fantastic to get all those products. But what I'm gathering from Michelle here, as she's explaining, it's always good before you take any supplements, really, that you speak to somebody who is qualified in that area and they can advise you. Then you know exactly what you are taking, the advantages of them, and they can also question all things around any other medical condition that you might be having, if you are taking any medication that might interact with the supplement. So it's a lot of things that you need to understand. Thank you so much, Michelle, really. That was so wonderful. The last question that I have for you is, as a wellness coach, what is the message that you might have for the world out there in terms of all things wellness? Somebody that is listening.
Yeah, I think my message is, in today's world, we need to spend a little bit of time thinking about ourselves. Self-care is not a bad thing, and so many routines and aspects in life can be classed as self-care. Taking a relaxing bath rather than a shower,
with some magnesium salts.
Breathing in the garden for 10 minutes rather than, hoovering, or just doing something for self-care will benefit everybody, and it just gives us a little bit of time to slow down, to allow our bodies to kind of just relax a bit and reconnect. That would be my message as a wellness coach.
Wow. Listen here, guys. This is such a profound advice that we just got in here. She just said you need to pause.
Of course. Yeah.
At some point in life, you need to pause and be like, what am I doing to self? Because the world itself is demanding a lot from us. You have families, you have the community, we have work, we have bosses, we have all these things that are actually demanding a lot from us. And after time, we do not get to a point where we pause and focus on ourselves. But from what I've gathered from you, that I'm taking it anyway, I'm going to write it in my little diary, is we need to pause and think about ourselves and give ourselves some time just to chill, to reconnect. You use the word reconnect.
Yeah, reconnect with ourselves.
Yeah, it's so good to stay in touch with self, because sometimes we live in a world that has so much distraction and we forget to connect with our inner self. So we can talk about these supplements, we can talk about everything else that we are going to continue discussing as we go to bring awareness around all things wellness. But first and foremost, it's all on you guys. It's all on you. It starts with you when you actually realize that this is my life, this is my responsibility. It is things that you take in that actually help you to be productive as you want to be. You can be a high performer, you can be a parent, you can be whatever that you are. You need time to look after yourself. Just to have a little bit awareness on the type of food that you eat. Just to have a little bit awareness on, are you having everything balanced? Balanced diet, isn't it?
Yeah, balanced lifestyle.
Balanced lifestyle. That's like a lifestyle coach speaking one day. Thank you so much, Michelle, for such a lovely conversation. We coming back again to discuss more about so many nutrients that are out there and minerals that our body actually needs, because there's a whole lot that the world out there is waiting to hear for somebody who is actually at a point where they're like, I need to start looking after my body. Because this is the thing. If you don't look after your body, definitely the next thing is you're going to be told some things with the doctor and you start like chasing now. So before you get there, it's always good that you start in and out to look after the body, to be aware of your body, to be aware of what your body needs, and to give what the body needs. And there you go.